Welcome everyone to HueFin News. Today is December the 13th, 2018, the home of the 2-minute price prediction, as well as give me all the news according to the charts. And today we're going to talk about GE. Okay, analyst, a JP Morgan analyst, the one who covers GE stock all the time, has raised its ratings for GE stock. And as you can tell by the thumbnail, the shares for GE exploded today, up as much as 12% in this space. We're going to talk about the article from CNBC, and then we're going to look at the price chart. If you guys can remember, we did a video for GE on November the 11th, 2018, and the stock was trading around $8.58. And since then, you can tell it has continued its move to the downside. But the question, or the statement that we told you all, was that the smart money was buying the stock of GE shares. And once we look at the price chart, you would definitely tell by the volume that a lot of the market participants are inside the exchanges buying up GE stock at these relatively cheap prices. And it's no surprise when you get these type of articles coming into the market, because we saw that the smart money was already buying up GE shares. The title of this article reads, GE shares surged 7% after JP Morgan analysts who called their decline says the stock's bottom is near. If you go back and watch our video from the 11th of November, we would put it as an end card on this video to make it quite easy for you all to follow back. His name is, let me scroll down. His last name is Tulsa. Okay, right here. Stephen Tulsa, the firm's lead analyst on GE stock, says the embattled industrial giant, talking about GE, now has a more balanced risk reward at the current levels of which it is trading. So from that statement that he put out to his investors, allowed GE stock to rise up by as much as 12%. Okay, JP Morgan in fact upgraded the shares of GE from a underweight rating to neutral right now. Now, simply that does not mean that GE is out the woods yet from moving to the downside, but it tells you that it is on a more firm footing than what it has been recently. Okay, also another positive thing that came out is that GE is going to create a new 1.2 billion IoT software company. So they're about to endeavor into a new realm to where possibly they can increase their revenues to where they can finally dig themselves out of this massive downtrend you guys can see here on the CNBC video. Okay, IoT simply means Internet of Things. Okay, I got highlighted right here that JP Morgan analyst who has been long bearish on GE Electric upgraded the embattled industrial giant shares on Thursday, saying that GE now has a more balanced risk reward at current levels. The Wall Street firm, talking about JP Morgan, raised its ratings on GE stock to neutral from underperform and removed the company from a list of stocks it recommended shorting. So that's very positive to see that as well too, that JP Morgan has supposedly removed GE from their short list. Okay, also, as you guys can tell, the GE shares jumped as much as 7.3% in trading Thursday to close at $7.20 per share. Now, the question is, are we going to continue to see GE trade neutral? Are we going to see it continue to move to the downside? Are we going to see it finally recover somewhat and move higher in price? This is what Stephen Tulsa said. While we think there will be near-term downside, I don't know how does he calculate near term? We also think there could be support at a lower level, maybe $6, and likely a benefit of the doubt for new management with a high multiple on lower earnings and free cash flow. The new CEO, Larry Culp, said last month that questions about GE's liquidity are understandable given the company's position, but he said the fact that we got $20 billion of cash on hand from asset sales gives him confidence that GE has the leverage it needs to forge a turnaround. So this article is very positive. I will leave a link in the description of the video in case you all want to continue to read it. But let's take a look at the price chart to see how the actual market participants reacted to this positive news. Now, this is the daily price chart in GE, and you can definitely tell that the volume for GE has been on the increase ever since we came towards that $9 to $7 price area. Okay, this volume is definitely abnormal compared to what has been for the whole year 2018. That is a surefire way to tell you that the market participants are in this space buying up this particular stock. I'll put the arrow here because this is when we did our video on GE stock and telling y'all that the market participants was buying, and it is still going on now. Okay, so this process in the GE of the market participants buying this stock at these relatively cheap prices can go on for weeks to months, even to years. Okay, so we can find a consolidation point 650, and resistance can be around $7.50, $9 ultimately for a duration, a very long period of time. Okay, but it is good to see that Steven Tulsa has finally said that the support area is in GE. And considering what the CEO Larry Culp said about they got cash on hand in order to fix any problems that may come their way, I would be expecting us to start seeing GE trade within a consolidation range. Okay, so that is going to be our analysis from the price chart as well as from the positive news from this article, and that the fact that JP Morgan Chase has upgraded their ratings for GE. And also, if this all is accurate and true, that they remove GE from their short list, their recommendation of shorting lists. Okay, so expect GE to start a consolidation transitional period. The market looked like $6 would be in around $6 would be support, and the resistance area ultimately is going to be around $9 initially. It's going to be like in dollar increments. Okay, $8 is the first resistance area, then $9, and then you can see all the way up here towards $11 for the resistance areas in GE stock. But overall, very positive, expecting more or less neutral trading to continue for this particular stock, and that just simply means consolidation or the transition from trading within a channel. Well, a transition from it moving to the downside to start is trading within a channel. Okay, so tell us what you all think. You guys can tell here back in 2009 was the last time that the market for GE came and traded around that particular price, and pay attention to the amount of volume that we're seeing as well. Okay, the volume is exceedingly high at this particular time, just like it was back in 2009. So it tells you that something is going on in the space for GE, and that simply means market participants are buying at the current price levels. We would definitely like to know what your opinion is for GE stock. Is that positive news to see that Steven Tulsa has reversed his bearish tone thus far, even though he still sees some weakness or downtrend? That is capable of happening. He removed it from the short list, and on top of that, we're seeing more volume coming to the space. I am looking for this to hold support, hold consolidation, trade within a range. Tell us your thoughts, give us your opinion, because we definitely like what you guys have to say about the content that we're putting on YouTube. Let us know if you think this is the bottom for GE, or do you still think that GE is going to go bankrupt, or another entity is going to come out and buy and merge together to form another company. Give us your thoughts, give us your opinions, and while you're at it, make sure that you like and share this content, because it's relatively easy to see how to predict price movement and also give you a price forecast of what we're expecting these stocks, i.e. GE shares, going to do short term, long term, and even medium term as well. Okay, again, we do appreciate you all taking the time out watching this video. Make sure you all maintain your profitability, and I will see you all later.